In this episode of How to Build a Forester, I have installed rain guards, trimmed some wires to unfold the mirrors. As a warm-up, I'm going to install rain guards. But first, I need to unwrap them, take all the tape off, and slightly clean them up. Rain guards are attached to the standard molding, and in my case, it's a standard replacement of the molding. Well, sometimes they can be sold separately. In that case, you will have to apply tape yourself, and then put them using brackets to the molding on your car. And here's how it looks. The visor is attached to the molding with tape and brackets. In order to replace the molding, I have to take off all the rubber gaskets. There are 2 in the front and 2 in the back, as well as a B-pillar plastic cover that has to be removed very carefully to avoid any damage to it. The screws holding the molding are right beneath the rubber gasket. There are many of them, so patiently remove them and try not to lose them on your way to the door visors. In my case, I thought that I could separate molding from the C-pillar gasket holder, though eventually I had to remove it as well. I have to separate it because molding with my rain guards didn't have a C-pillar holder and I needed it back on my car. From this point on, it was just putting it all back together with a different part. Putting gaskets back in their holders requires a bit of patience, so make sure they stay in their place. And here is the before and after. I really hope they will help with the wind noise. The mirrors I'm using are from Legacy. In order for them to work on my car, I need Forester power folding mirror bases. As you can see, Forester and Legacy base is similar. Yesterday I tried putting on non-power folding bases and it was a nightmare because they didn't fit and I lost a ton of time. Okay, we have a switch and mirrors on the both sides. There are 2 extra wires on the switch and mirror. If I connect them together, it will fold or unfold. Now what I have to do is connect the switch to the left mirror and then put a harness to the right one. The harness will begin from the switch going to the mirror. From there, it will go through the door into the driver's footwell, extend all the way through the dash to the passenger's footwell, where it will connect with the harness in the right door that goes to the mirror. Okay, let's get to work. Measuring the wire from the mirror to the footwell, that's easy enough. Then take the black wire and measure it the same length as the white. And that's pretty much all that had to be done in the rest of the car. You know, making wiring from scratch is pretty fun. Squeezing the wires and connectors is pretty relaxing. Okay, wires are done. How about the switch? Blue is JDM with a cutout for a switch, green is stock with a blank spot. Now pay attention, connector on the left is stock with 2 blank spots, and then power folding has 2 wires in there. So it was only logical to put 2 extra wires to the stock connector. And here we have a complete conversion. Left door harness, middle, and right door harness. Now, this connects to the switch, goes to the mirror, then to the middle harness, which then goes to the right door harness and connects to the mirror on the right. Repeat after me. Left mirror goes to the middle harness. Middle harness to the right mirror. Now the connector for the switch is going to match the connector I'm showing. Don't let this confuse you. And now is the folding motor in action. Folding and unfolding. Hardest part, making a nice hole for the switch. I decided to create a template by outlining the JDM panel. I will then overlay the template over the stock panel. Well, just follow my steps. I cut out the spot where the button goes, then I put the template onto the stock panel, and now I see where I should make a hole. I will mark it with a pen, so to be safe. Whoosh. Try getting as much as possible with the drill, because then the file goes into action, which is like super boring. File. Take the template off. File. Test fit. That's too narrow. Yeah. More file. File. Test fit. Oh, that's better. File. Oh, check those dirty fingers. Okay, now it fits at last. And now it's time to fit the conversion. Mirrors are going out, left, then goes right. And the JDM power folding mirror goes in. Routing wires from the door to the footwell was not an easy part, especially doing it for the first time. I thought I would make it through the rubber wiring tunnel that goes from the door to the chassis, but it was too time consuming. I decided to make a small hole on the top and then wire it into the small plug that goes above door harness hole in the chassis. Okay, now follow me. Harness from the mirror goes through the door and rubber tunnel, gets to the plug in the chassis, connects with the middle harness and goes all the way to the other side. And here's the result. Folding and unfolding like a dream. Time for ESAM turn lights. These are pretty simple and must be connected to a nearest source of the turn light, which in my case was the light in the fender. Take the light out, fish the wiring, and also pull it out. Now if you don't have those lights, you can extend the harness to the headlights. Thankfully it's long enough. One plug goes to the source, other goes back to the light on the fender. Oh, and that looks great. Okay, all parts are on and working. Mirrors are on, rain guards are on, and the switch is on. Right side visor is a bit damaged. Sorry fella. Alright, let's see how it works. Folding, unfolding, hazard lights on. Folding, unfolding, folding, unfolding. I don't know about you guys, but this conversion was easy. I have never touched the wiring on my cars, except for maybe replacing fog light connectors. And this was easier than I thought for years. I had to manufacture my own wiring harness, which was more like a fun. And it will be an option for power folding mirrors conversion on my website, jdmemergency.com. And maybe if you're wondering about JDM parts, you can always put your request in part search. Tell me what you need, and I will receive your message and I'm going to try and find something. So in the next video, I'm putting carbon fiber mid-wing and a rear wiper and maybe something else. So subscribe to my channel, write down in comments what parts you want to see, and have a good day.